So today we are here with the 8th video of chapter 6. Yesterday we did all the concepts related to local maxima and local minima. How we are going to find out, what are the tests we are going to use, what is the procedure, everything we discussed yesterday. And I told you today we are going to do questions based on that. So here find the local maxima. This is question number 3 on page number 232 of your textbook. First and second we are already done in the previous class. So here the question is find local maxima and local minima if any. Also find local maximum and local minimum value as the case may be. So the question here is fx is equal to x square. So the function given is x square. Always the first step is find the derivative and equate it is equal to 0. So find the derivative. The derivative of x square is 2x. This is the next step. Putting this derivative is equal to 0. So this 2x equating to 0. So which gives us x is equal to 0. Now this is our critical point at which we have to check it out. So for checking it out, we will be checking it at slightly less than 0 and slightly more than 0. So let's check for slightly less than 0. Slightly less than 0 means towards the left hand side means x will be negative. So this negative means f dash x will be negative. If I put here in the place of 2x, x as negative, it will be always giving me a negative answer. And when I will be putting slightly towards positive side of 0 means greater than 0, so all positive values. So this 2x is going to give me all positive value. Means the function is moving from negative to positive. Means from decreasing to increasing function it is becoming, which gives us the local minimum value at x is equal to 0. And what will be the local minimum value? When we put this x is equal to 0 in this given question or the given function. So as soon as I put 0 here, 0 square is equal to 0. So our local minima is x is equal to 0 and local minimum value is 0. Now let's do one more part of this question number 3. I am doing part 4th. Since this is a bit different than this algebraic expression, it's based on trigo. So again the same step we are going to do. The function here is sin x minus cos x, and here the limit is given that x is between 0 to 2 pi. Otherwise you cannot tell anything about this if the limit is not given. So first step, finding the derivative. The derivative of cos x is minus sin x, which is giving here plus sin x, and derivative of sin x is cos x. So it is giving cos x plus sin x, right? So let's see further. Here I had taken cos x common, which is giving me here cos x is equal cos x into 1 plus tan x. Because when I will equate it to 0, how I will be finding out the value of x. So here, so just see the next page. Putting f dash x is equal to 0 means this will be giving me tan x is equal to minus 1. Or in place of minus 1, what I can put here? Minus tan pi by 4. Because the value of tan pi by 4 is 1. So this is minus 1, so it is minus tan pi by 4. And what is this minus tan pi by 4? It's negative, so it is lying in the either in the second quadrant or in the fourth quadrant. So it can be either tan pi minus pi by 4 or it can be tan 2 pi minus pi by 4. Because we are supposed to find the value of x. And everybody can presume this because this should be learnt in class 11th, that in which quadrant what all things are negative. So here in the second quadrant and here in the fourth quadrant. So after solving this, I am getting the value of x as 3 pi by 4 and from here it is 7 pi by 4. Now these two are the critical points where I am going to check about the maxima and the minima, local minima and local maxima. So here at x is equal to 3 pi by 4 I am checking here. Here I am going to use second derivative test, right? So let's find for that second derivative test. Second derivative test, we'll be finding the second time means again the derivative of f dash x. So after finding the derivative of f dash x, we are having f double dash x, which is giving me minus sin x plus cos x. Now in this second derivative value, we'll be putting this 3 pi by 4. Let's see. So I had substitute here minus sin 3 pi by 4 plus cos 3 pi by 4. Now we have to solve this and find the value. So this 3 pi by 4 I can write here pi minus pi by 4, and since this is the second quadrant and sin x remains positive in the second quadrant, so this will remain as minus sin pi by 4. In this case, cos of pi minus pi by 4, this is also second quadrant, but this is cos is negative in the second quadrant, so it is giving me minus cos pi by 4, which is giving me minus 1 by root 2 minus 1 by root 2, it is given minus 2 upon root 2, and solving it I am getting minus root 2, which is a negative term, right? Yesterday only I told you कि when double derivative is negative, means less than 0, then we are going to get the point of local maxima. So here I am written here, therefore 3x is equal to 3 pi by 4 is a point of local maxima. And local maximum value we also have to find. So in the given function, the function was sin x minus cos x. Substituting here x is equal to 3 pi by 4 and solving. After solving I am getting root 2. So this is the local maximum value, and the local maxima point is x is equal to 3 pi by 4. Now we have to also check for 7 pi by 4. So let us check for 7 pi by 4. In similar way only we are going to do this. Again the second derivative minus sin x plus cos x, putting the value of 7 pi by 4. 7 pi by 4 can be written as 2 pi minus pi by 4. Now here the quadrant becomes fourth quadrant. In the fourth quadrant, cos x is positive and sin x is negative, which is giving me here minus and minus, minus into minus became plus, and I am getting here sin pi by 4 plus cos pi by 4. After solving I am getting here a positive value root 2. So when f double dash x is greater than 0, I already told you that it gives us local minima. So at x is equal to 7 pi by 4, we are getting a local minima. And local minimum value will be, after substituting in the given question sin x minus cos x and solving it by putting the values, I am getting here minus root 2. So this is the local minimum value at x is equal to 7 pi by 4, and root 2 was the local maximum value at x is equal to 3 pi by 4. One more question I will be doing from question number 4. So third and fourth question only I am going to discuss it today, and you also have to finish question number 3 and 4 into your notebooks. So question number 4 says, prove that the following functions do not have maxima or minima. यहाँ पे हमें प्रूव करना है कि इन फंक्शंस का ना तो कोई मैक्सिमा होगा और ना ही कोई मिनिमा होगा. सो लेट्स सी हाउ इट इज़ गोइंग टू बी प्रूव्ड. Steps are just the same. Fx is given e to the power x. It's an exponential function. Finding the derivative, the answer remains same. So e की power x only. Then equating it is equal to 0. E to the power x is equal to 0. So when we equate e to the power x is equal to 0, this do not give any real value of x. We always need a real value of x for the turning point. So here we can say there is no turning point. When there is no turning point, means we can say that it does not have any maxima or minima. Third part also we are doing here of question number 4. X to the power 3 plus x to the power 2 plus x plus 1. Finding out the derivative, I am getting here 3x square plus 2x plus 1. Equating it again is equal to 0. So this is a quadratic equation. Equating it is equal to 0. I am getting here x is equal to minus 2 plus minus under root 4 minus 12. So here in the root, inside the root, just see I am getting a minus 8. Minus 8, which is not giving me any real number. It is an imaginary number. If I take out this I also out, I am getting here minus 1 plus minus root 2i. So this is not a real value of x. This is again an imaginary value of x. So here also we can say that this function hx does not have any maxima or a minima value. So complete your question number 3 and 4 in your notebooks. If any doubt, contact me. Have a good day.